everyone, it's Shirley from Shirley's World, and I just thought I'd come on here a minute and talk about some thrifting while I'm trying to figure out this landscape. Now I just put in my title, and it's in the regular mode. I'm going to flip it over here. Oh, and it goes into landscape. I see. Here's my blog page. Shows that nicely, much nicer than the portrait mode. Yes, this is my Shirley's World 1 square acre. And, so today I thought I'd come on. I've already eaten breakfast, and the dogs are out. Cats have been fed. Chickens are out. So I thought I'd talk a little bit on some thrifting things. I just made notes, and now where are they? Right there. Okay, let's see. Some people flip this back into portrait mode. So I'm going to see if you just flip this over. If it goes, I hope, are you seeing this in portrait mode now? I hope. I don't have my lens on. I hardly put any makeup on. But I'm going to do this. Well, thank you. Yes, I love my Mac. I've had a Mac ever since the very first ones. I think portrait mode is the best for when you're just talking. They both have their different ways of, the different ways to use them. Portrait mode is good for this type of thing where you're just talking, and I think landscape is great for when you're outside and showing things and not talking directly into the camera. Well, if I turn this, let me see, if I turn this, does that put it in, let me put this back. Does that put it in landscape mode for you? I'm seeing it in landscape mode. So, like if I would want to give you a tour of my house, I would put it in landscape mode so that you could see more. And if I tap, see, for if you're just talking, I don't think this is good. I think, yes, you turn your phone sideways. But then I can also put it in portrait mode. I hope I'm seeing this right. Yesterday this didn't work for me. In fact, in one place it went upside down, and I couldn't get it to turn around. I was completely upside down, and that really disoriented me. Anyway, I thought I'd talk, do some things about how to buy. Yes, it's working. Good. I think it might have been a little glitch when they first came out, because I downloaded it right away and started using it, and I think there was a few little glitches there for a few minutes. So, things to buy at thrift shops. Things that I've found that is really good to buy at thrift shops are things that are expensive to buy in regular retail stores. Like lamps. Lamps are terribly expensive to buy. And if you go to a thrift store or to even Goodwill or Salvation Army, Volunteers of America, you can find decent looking lamps, and you can always do something with them. Put new shades on them. You can paint the base, spray paint the base, make it look altogether different. So lamps, they are a good thing to buy at a thrift store. Blankets. If you don't have a grandma that we'll crochet you an Afghan. There's always Afghans at Goodwill. Charity shops, yes, probably the same thing. And you can find actually wonderful things at these shops, and things that are brand new with tags on. I found lots of clothes and children's clothes. Children's clothes are another thing. Very expensive. Children's sizes change so fast that a lot of people shop in thrift stores and Goodwill and those type of stores for children's clothes. And I think a lot of people get children's clothes when they first have babies. They get so many that they can't even use them before the kid grows out of them. The baby grows out of them. So they give them to Goodwill or another charity organization, and they actually still have the tags on. Since the recent recession here, people's attitudes, yes, oh, people shop in the U.S. all the time. I don't think there's any stigma left in shopping at thrift stores at all. Kids' clothes, that's another good thing. Costumes for kids. You can find them. Sometimes you have to think ahead, like you won't find Halloween costumes maybe now, but right after Halloween for next year, if you think ahead, you can find them like dirt cheap. Books, excellent buy at the secondhand stores. Dishes, that's my downfall. I love to buy dishes. So I get a lot of really neat dishes. Some really, really good ones that should be in antique stores instead of the thrift shops. I had an antique store for 15 years, so I sort of know what to look for, and I scan for those first, and then sometimes I just buy ones I like. You can make things out of little teacups if they're without the saucer. You can make put a candle in them. You can out of sugar bowls too. Sugar bowls and teacups, you can make candles. What I am thinking of doing this year is, I know my Goodwill, where I shop a lot, and my Volunteers of America, they have tons of baskets. Really nice wicker baskets. Really, really cheap. $1, maybe $2 at the most. Well, you can take those baskets, and even if you don't like the way they look now, what work have you done in the past? I'm an RN. I'm college educated. Yes, thank you. I'm hoping I'm coming across. You know, there are days when my words just won't come to me, and I feel really dumb. So maybe this is a day that's better for me to scope. Thank you. That was a nice compliment. Anyway, these baskets, you can spray paint them, make them any way you want, put a ribbon on them, and start filling them. Like this time of year, I could slowly start filling them with like items. You could do a cooking one, or a baking one, or a kids one, or any subject you want, and then give them away as gift baskets for Christmas. And I think that would be a fun thing. It would be like a treasure hunt. Well, going to thrift stores are like a treasure hunt anyway for me. And estate sales. Love estate sales. T-shirts are really cheap. I have horses. I go to the barn a lot. My horses are boarded at a really nice facility about 15 minutes from here. I don't have them here because I only have 1 square acre here. But, so, you know, I have 2 kinds of clothes. Gotta go pick up the kids. Okay, thanks for visiting, Aunt Man. I'm so glad to see you again. I wear a lot of, you know, I have a lot of barn clothes. I have either good clothes, like church clothes, that double as, you know, going out or whatever, or I have barn clothes. Those are the 2 kinds of clothes I have. Or my lounging around the house clothes, which are, you know, running pants in the, which I have on now, see, my running pants, or sweats in the winter. So those things, the barn clothes and the hanging around the house clothes, you can get at Goodwill and Salvation Army, any of those type of stores. You can get them really, really cheap, even cheaper than the actual thrift stores. Jackets. I got a tremendous buy on a down jacket last year. You know, if you get a really good buy on something, it definitely keeps you going back for that treasure that you may find. I have barn cats that live, they're sort of feral so that they won't come in the house. And in the winter when it gets really cold, I have a heat lamp for them that hangs over where they sleep. However, I still like to have them have some fleece to sleep on, so I make a little bed for them with fleece blankets, and you can find tons of those at the thrift stores or Goodwill or wherever you shop. Mason jars, you can find old mason jars and fill them with different kinds of soups ready to make, not made, but you know, like beans and all the spices that you would need to make bean soup. So all they have to do is dump them in, and all kinds of ideas that you can do with mason jars. And let's see, T-shirt jackets, and those are the things I thought about that you could really hunt for at thrift stores. So I'm going to see if I can show you. I'm going to put this in portrait mode now and turn it around. Okay. Now, I hope that's going into portrait mode. It looks like it here. Please don't look at my mess here. It's my bookcase. See these little dishes here? These little teacups I got secondhand. I'm telling you, almost everything you see here, books, all books, or most, I wouldn't say all, most books I buy at the secondhand store. I got this, I have an English pointer, so I found this old print of pointers. I like the frame too. I love black frames, painted frames. I got that. I want to show you my dishes. I have lots of dishes. These are all Goodwill finds and Salvation Army. And I used to do a lot of tablescaping. Now that's not all. I have a closet full of them in here. So I have a lot of dishes, and that's what I love to shop for. But
Call from Joe Boone JY.
See, that's another telemarketer.
Call from
Well, I
JY.
don't like to. I'll take you on a tour of my house sometime after I clean up my house a little bit more. But I think every bit of these things here in this little corner came from a thrift shop. So I'm going to say bye for now. Let me see if I can turn this. Hi. I'm always surprised when I see myself. So I will sign off for now, and maybe this afternoon I'll be on again because I have to do my chickens. So bye for now, and thanks for joining me. Bye.